As I mentioned to one of the viewers in a comment this morning, this is embarrassing. That box we had sitting over there last night, well, it didn't have in it what I thought was in it. What it had in it was a couple of bags of beans like this. Now, what happened was I went to Superstore, and usually they'll have mixed soup beans, like soup stock beans, around 55-60 cents per 100 grams. Well, they were completely out, so I thought, I wonder if Amazon sells beans like this, you know. I knew they wouldn't sell anything fresh, but I thought maybe something like dried beans. Well, sure enough, they got all kinds of dried beans that they sell. And they had these. And it was more expensive than 60 cents a 100 grams. I think it worked out to around 70 or 80 cents a 100 grams. Anyway, I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So I ordered a couple of bags of this. And I have since made 4 liters of soup. And what I did was I took 1 cup of this, 1 cup of rice, 1 pork chop that I ground up, and some spices. And I put it in my pressure cooker, and I made just over 4 liters. And yeah, it's probably going to be all right. Well, it tasted pretty good. I already had some last night. Anyway, this is what was in the box. Nothing to do with what's outside. With what's coming for outside is well, it's supposed to be here on Wednesday. Now I know I'm rambling on, and that's probably because I got not a whole lot to tell you today. I'm probably not going to be doing too much on our model. I've got other things that I've got to do besides make soup. But because of this COVID thing, I'm not going to be going out very often. And so what I've got coming is something that I actually kind of need, because I'm not going out very often. And we'll take a look at that on Wednesday if it gets here on time. If not, Thursday, Friday, whatever, you'll see it. We'll keep it as a big surprise. But it's got nothing to do with the model. Anyway. Now, because I'm probably going to be painting these on the rotator, I may as well get it mounted on the rotator right now. And I am going to want to try and have this rotated in just the right, so that the seam is in the right place here. Now my thinking is that if the seam is up, see if I can get like that, it's going to be seen a lot greater than if it's sort of horizontal like this. Okay. Did it come out of its little thing here? There. Oops. Is it still in on the other side? Just barely. I should maybe move it just a little bit so it's sort of half-half. That's pretty much half-half. It's hard to get it just right. Now I'll give it a little touch here of CA thin. Now you can see that side is in. Now I do know that once I paint it, the paint is also going to sort of act as glue. Okay, let's do another one. Where's that seam? Okay. Okay, I think once that cures, it'll be okay. I can see a little piece of dust on there. Well, we'll get that later, if I remember. and the wide one. Now where's the seam? Or did I already do this one? Maybe this is the one I did. I got them mixed up here, I think. Yeah. Just a little bit here. Okay. Somehow that looks crooked. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's because I did a poor job of getting the flashing off. Maybe I should have used the CA medium. I think this will hold okay. I've separated the boats here again because I've decided that I'm going to paint them separately. Like I'll paint the hulls gray and then I'll paint this maybe some kind of brown, I don't know. And then afterwards I'll snap them together. And I think it'll probably go a lot better for me than if I snap them together first and then paint them all one color and then try to do the insides later with a small brush. I think the gunnels will be much more definitive. At least that's the plan. Now, speaking of painting, what am I going to be doing about the hull on my model hood? Am I going to be changing it from red to gray? Now that this new revelation has come out about the fact that the hood was probably gray more than it was red? I don't know. Some of you will probably already notice that we got a comment from Steve in the model shed, and he has already painted his. He's changed it to gray. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to just leave mine red, mainly because I think I'll probably end up making a big mess if I try to make it gray. Yeah, and then I might be breaking stuff off that I've already got mounted on the deck. I could probably do it, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm going to just leave it red the way it is. I know it might not be exactly the way it was most of the time, but, it's not like I'm the type of person that doesn't care if I get the propellers and the rudder on the bow. I do care that I get it basically right, but there are I'm only willing to go so far here. Now, some of you will have noticed in Steve's comment that he made it very clear that it was the hull of the hood that he painted gray. Now, I'm really glad he clarified that, or I would have been worried that possibly he would have had to watch to make sure she didn't sit down on the furniture before the paint dried. All right, we're all done with this section here, and we've got a few pieces here to get. And I think I've alluded to this before, but I'd like to get as many little parts all together so that I have to can do as much painting all at once. For instance, we just have the 7 pieces here so far. This section over here, I do believe some of the pieces, in fact, I don't believe it, I know it. We've already got them already made from a couple of weeks ago. That's these 2 pieces. I don't know about these boxes, the E50 and E38. Oh, the E50, yeah, we've got that. The 38s, we might have those already too. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Now, these pieces that are over here, maybe I should move over a bit so you can see what I'm talking about. C10, 11, 12, and 13, I believe they are cradles to put one of the boats on, or both of the boats on. Probably the boats we just made, or are going to make. And this whole section here, we're going to have to paint that, I guess, before we stick parts on. Makes sense to me anyway. Okay, we need C, 8, and 9. And this is 8 and 9 here. It's not 6 and 8. Now we need B50. There it is. Now this photo etch stuff right here, B28 and B29, these pieces right here, they're actually these pieces right here. And I don't know if I feel like tackling that today or not. I think I better have my wits about me. I also better stop poking at these things or I'm going to end up bending them. It looks like the sort of thing I'm going to have a problem with. And I have a tendency to put stuff off that I think I'm going to have a problem with. It's not like, let's do it first and get it out of the way. It's sort of like put it off as long as I can. I think I may have mentioned something to this effect. I'm not enjoying doing the photo etch as much as I thought I was going to. When I first started the Bismarck, I was really looking forward to it because it was going to be something new. Excuse me. But then I found out that it was maybe a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And, it could be 30, 40 years ago when I was doing the Titanic, I would have really enjoyed doing something like this. But right now, like I say, I'm finding it just a little bit hard. That's probably why I didn't get the upgrade kit, because there was a lot of photo etch. Anyway, I was removing some of the flashing along here, like where I'm almost touching right here. I want to scrape that off. And I'm noticing that right here is a little piece of detail. And if you're not really paying attention, that might look like a piece of flashing that has to come off. And the same thing when I was cleaning up the sides here, you notice right here, there's another little piece of detail. So, like, if I don't knock it off, that is, right along here, I believe that's flashing, but you have to be careful not to go down too far because right close it looks like must be a little, to represent a light or something, I imagine, right there. Now here again, I want to give you a perspective here. Now I was going to clean this piece up right here, and you can see that on the end of this round part that comes out here, there's a lot of flashing that, well, not a lot, but there's flashing that has to be removed. But I was thinking I might be better off gluing these pieces together here and then remove the flashing, because there's going to be, glue. Okay, yeah, I think that's the way I'm going to go here. I'm not trying to teach you how to model or anything like that. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Now, is this going to work? No. Now my thinking here is that if I remove the flashing now instead of before, the seam will show up less. There'll be more, the removal will be even on both pieces. At least that's the plan. I can see where the seam is, but I think we got rid of the worst of it. I think I'll only make it worse if I try to make it better. Now I was wondering, why is this keyed on the bottom like that, so that it can only go in one way? And then I remembered, oh yeah, this thing has a little door right there. So I guess the little door is supposed to face that way. How should I do this here? Up a little bit. Okay, I think that when that touches, it's going to wick its way. I don't know if you can see it, but I can actually see that there's extra thin has sort of wicked its way out to the base of this. I think that's straight. The shadows are getting long. It's about almost 20 minutes after 3 right now. Gotta wind this up. No, we didn't get, we're not too productive today, but at least we didn't go backwards. All being well, we'll see you tomorrow. And thanks for watching.